All right.
Good morning. This is Mike Christensen, call to order United Methodist Men's meeting of May. Start time by my watch is 11:34. We are 4 minutes behind schedule. My apologies. Out of administrative council meeting this morning, so we're catching up. Swin, can you lead us in a devotional, please?
Sure will.
Okay.
All right, this one is entitled Determination. The longer I live, the more I am certain that the great difference between men, between the feeble and the powerful, the great and the insignificant, is energy, invincible determination, a purpose once fixed, and then death or victory. That quality will do anything that can be done in the world. And no talents, no circumstances, no opportunities will make a two-legged creature a man without it. There are hindrances without and within. But the outer hindrances could affect nothing if there was no inner surrender to them. Fear of opinion, timidity, dread of change, love of ease, indolence, unfaithfulness are the great hindrances. Optimism is believing that you can eat the rooster that scratches over your grave. Sam Jones.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Swin, I have you down for the financial report, but
Yeah.
quite honestly, howdy, Sarah.
Marty,
Come on in.
have a seat.
Is this a
At the
good
head of
chair?
the table, at the head of the table.
Yes, sir.
Pays all the bills.
So,
Well, I didn't get a report either.
no, you're good. I was gonna say, I have you down, but I probably know a little bit more about it than
Okay.
than what you do. Maybe not much, but a little bit. So at the last meeting, we had roughly around $850 in the operating budget. With the new member providing the meat for the new member and confirmand lunch, we spent basically close to 120, 125 for the pork loin. So take the 850 less that. And then for the Mother's Day brunch, Jason Mr. Jason went ahead and purchased the pancakes and the sausage for the Mother's Day brunch. But due to just the timing and everything, and I just forgot to ask him how he wanted to do this, but he mentioned something about possibly using some of his Mother's Day budget within his account for that. I haven't talked with him to see how we've split it, whether we've done the whole thing. So I would guesstimate that we're between 500 and 600 in the operating budget, because I don't foresee the pancakes and the sausage, even if we did the whole bill, being more than $200.
Right.
So, so we'll have
Spotlight.
we'll have a little better figures with that within the next 2 or 3 weeks, when I can get in touch, or you can get in touch with
Well,
Brandy.
what
But
happens is probably Jason used credit card to buy that.
he did.
Brandy can't process it until she gets the statement.
Correct.
So that's
Correct.
what brings it out.
Correct. So definitely by June, there'll be more of a
Right.
thing. Good, bad news either way with this is through the upcoming summer and stuff, there's not a whole lot of expenses that are gonna be coming
Right.
any of our direction and stuff. So at this point in time, we're you know, I know for the past couple of months, it seems like there was a lot of money spent with the family supper, the, you know, the chosen series, the luncheons and everything else. But, you know, the good thing is, we had it there to spend. I'm not saying that need to be spendthrifty with everything. We need to be good stewards, but you know, if we can't buy supper for our program staff in the church and, you know, new confirmands and all that kind of stuff, then, you know, maybe we don't need an operating budget at all. So anyway, yes, sir.
Are we still scheduled to do something for youth dinner or is that passed?
That's, I'll get to it, but no, it was,
So that's coming.
it was done. It was performed already.
Okay,
So anyway, and just to let you know, I just donated it because it was basically about $25. And I'm not gonna bother to get $25 reimbursed out of my pocket. I'm sorry, fellas, it's just not gonna happen, but anyway. Scholarship fund was sitting at 30, let me check my notes.
3680.
Sitting at 3680. We have 2 applicants this year. Those checks have already been cut for $500 a piece, so we are $1,000 less than that. That money, in speaking with Izzy, is to be awarded to them tomorrow at senior recognition. She wanted to do that during the 11 o'clock service, so you're gonna see me in a dress coat and actually shaved.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
I stopped at that. I'm not
No shorts,
wearing a tie for you guys. I'm sorry.
we could have a name tag so we can recognize you.
You know your name.
You know what? I actually do have a name tag at home. I probably ought to wear that thing.
And no
So,
shorts.
and no shorts, yes, but, all right.
The second application finally showed up.
Yeah,
That's good.
yes. So it was, which I kind of have some ideas. Maybe we can make this little, I know it's probably as easy as it can get, but maybe we can make it easier for them but we'll worry about that later on.
You know, the two
Well, it has
students
to be,
where they're
they
going.
have to at least do something.
They're all yours, twins.
Oh, no,
Oh.
that's not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying at all, but
Yeah.
that's for much later. The 2 students are Ashley and Madeline Moore, Charles Moore's daughters, youngest
Yeah.
daughters, the twins.
They're the last of the more kids.
So
Do we know where they're going?
one of them, I think, is gonna go to Palo Alto. One of them is wants to do I can't remember which is which, okay? Kind of like the curse of the twins is, you know, you get mixed up about which one is doing which. I know one wants to do some sort of banking and accounting and one wants to do, like some sort of medical field. But as far as which schools, yeah,
Okay.
I got that. It was on the applications and I did read them before I turned them in. But I did not take notes, but I do know one is like maybe Palo Alto and the others, like UTSA or something like that. Anyway, so those, like I said, those will be awarded tomorrow. Well, actually, they've already been awarded, but they'll be
Recognized.
given at the recognition.
Presented.
Yeah. So anyway. Minutes from the last meeting, and I will summarize them basically just because we did a lot of stuff, but they've already been done, so we don't need a whole lot of conversation about it. So the last meeting, we talked about the family supper, what we could or couldn't do, the chosen series and adult confirmation with snacks and maybe possibly suppers and stuff. The book study concluded, in April. Actually, it concluded at the end of April. Youth breakfast and everything, was basically discussed and talked about, which I'll have some updates with that. Charles talked about Habitat for Humanity updates, listing Mark Harrington as new contact person, and volunteer and fundraising stuff started off in May, which we've seen in the past couple of weeks with the hard hats and you sitting outside at the table. Y'all look good, by the way. You know, if y'all dress up and wear a coat, you might get some more people. Give me a hard time about dressing up, huh?
Might look every so.
I'm telling you. Anyway, we discussed more about the adult confirmation supper, but decided to not continue that at the end of the month in April. Planned for the youth open house supper, Mother's Day brunch, as well as tentatively planned for the new member lunch, which we did continue. Nothing was discussed from the floor. The next meeting was approved for today at 9 a.m. Unfortunately, we moved it to 11:30 because of conflict with administrative council meeting. So, does anybody have anything to add, or are we good with all those things? All right.
I move we accept them.
Okay. Second,
All right.
vote.
A.
Everybody, A, okay, good. All right. Accepted as summarized. All right, old business. So as stated, on the 5th, we provided the meat. Pork loins is what we did for the new confirmation and new confirmand and new member luncheon. Actually, we say luncheon, but it was actually a supper. Sorry. On the 5th, and Jacob Grimes, Trey Schrader, excuse me, myself, and Mr. Jason Chandler, all volunteered and smoked at least 1 or 2 pork loins and stuff, and we have about that much left. So you know, and
It was good.
It was really good.
well, thank you. Thank you. I'm sure everybody that
I was
just
trying to figure out how, I took 2 different pieces in this, whoever.
had a little bit different
Yeah,
take.
a little bit, yeah, seasoning was in it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those deals where when putting all this together and stuff, I debated on whether I should season them and all that kind of stuff, and it just wound up easier transporting the meat to people to freeze it and deliver it frozen, because that way they could defrost it and do it on their own. And when they asked about seasoning, I was like, you know what, season it up like you'd serve it to your own family. So, you know,
Mesquite smoke.
so it worked out good. Mother's Day brunch was on the 12th. Like I said, we did pancakes and sausage that morning. Thanks to Mr. Jason for purchasing and everything. And as of last Wednesday, we did the youth supper. Swin and I was up there. He brought his famous ice cream on a stick that they youth did, and I cooked some nachos for them. I think grand total we probably spent about $35.
Yep.
I know mine was 25. I don't want anything out of it, so we're good there. Do you have any news, Swin, about the breakfast for the youth that you did on the first Sunday, and
No,
other than you dropped off
other
your,
than we just kind of make the delivery and
yeah,
they enjoy whatever you bring them.
oh yeah.
That's for sure.
So and I'm talking with a few of the youth Wednesday night and Izzy in between. She said they really do appreciate the breakfast on Sunday mornings, the first Sundays and stuff. Currently, Sunday school during the summer is kind of under construction with those people. So, because what they're doing is they're trying to plan vacation Bible school, mission trips, different vacations and stuff. So I'm going to propose, I guess make a motion, however you want to say this, that we suspend this until the fall. And so would anybody like to provide any discussion about whether we should or should not do that? And the only reason I say so, my argument with this is, or reasoning behind it is, we normally do this on the first Sunday. Well, without having a definitive schedule of knowing when the Sunday schools are actually going to meet, bless you. It would be not only easier for us, but also for planning purposes to just suspend it until the fall. And when
We
I
have
say
several holidays that intervene
correct,
too.
correct. And when I say the fall, I mean September. I don't mean,
Well, Sep-
yeah, because
That's gonna be Labor Day weekend, isn't it?
it
Sunday?
is, but the reason I say that is because, well, I don't know. Schools are always starting earlier. School year is always starting earlier and earlier now, it seems. So, we can always revisit, but to me, fall is September. So I say fall semester, so we can always revisit about whether we want to resume in August or so. But like I said, if anybody wants to add any discussion or what thoughts to this?
Good idea.
Second emotion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we will suspend breakfast until the fall school semester. Come in. All right. Charles, do you want to Habitat, just if you want to summarize the updates that you gave, sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Okay,
Well, summarize, again, we just came out of the administrative, council meeting. I gave an update, currently right now, being that, we are currently in talks with, leadership at Habitat, to start to, move forward to the fall bill. Currently right now, we are doing our main, fundraising push for, again, finance, contributions, prayers, and also volunteer members of the church and friends of the members of the church to come out to our fall bill, the Ecumenical Genesis bill, that which starts on the second week of September, going forward. Again, as I stated in the administrative council meeting, that we currently are the only congregation signed up as Habitat of Humanity. San Antonio has also divided itself into another region, Guadalupe Valley. So currently, right now, we are two of the longtime sponsors that were in the Ecumenical Genesis bill in San Antonio are now part of the Guadalupe Valley bill project, which is in Seguin. So we will not be seeing those congregations join us on the Ecumenical Genesis bill in the city of Von Army. Currently, right now, again, we don't know if there's other congregations or how Habitat is going to do it. I would let Larry, if he had any insight on going forward.
When we met with Taylor Judkin, who is the Habitat Vice President for community relations that deals with faith organizations and corporations and so forth. She said that 7 churches had expressed an interest in our ecumenical Genesis group, but none of them had made a commitment so far. We're the only one that is firm. So, and it was a real shame, as Charles mentioned, 2 Catholic churches that had been for years part of our group were big contributors and monetarily and in terms of labor.
Right,
So that hurts. So, yeah.
okay. All right. Items that were tabled from last time, and with an update on this is, supper and snacks for the Chosen series. So the update on the Chosen, for those, just to review, Chosen series is a, television series, basically, about the life when Jesus started his teachings, gathering of the disciples and stuff. Currently, the most recent is season 4. The first 4 episodes were released to churches only. I think in April or May or so, we were providing, I guess, snacks or suppers to both the Chosen and the adults confirmation classes. We were getting 2 for 1. We were getting 2 groups with one night, basically, with this. Since that time, what has happened is that there's no longer episodes are no longer available, and they have been filmed, they have been taped, but nobody knows, probably other than MGM or whoever made them, what the distribution schedule is going to be. So I suggest or make the motion that we continue to do these things, but as far as suppers and snacks and whatever, but not worry about them until Pastor Dan has more of a scheduled program to see, even if with the release of the episodes, if it's feasible for the church to do so. So basically, I'm trying to leave this elastic enough to just say, instead of having another meeting about this, just if the church decides to go ahead and continue the Chosen series program, that we can provide snacks and suppers once a month or so. And when I say snacks and suppers, these are, appropriate for the time of day. Charcuterie boards, Subway sandwiches, stuff like that. Okay. So discussion. Second,
So move.
vote.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, new business. Before we get to the most important part of the day, does anybody have any new business they want to bring up? Yes, sir.
I have just an observation from, this morning's administrative council meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and this is not a habitat subject. Inner city development. I actually, me and Mary Jane went out there, last week, it was, and we saw how, we were training and everything like that. Mary Jane did bring up the subject of safety issue, but the thing is that she did kind of feel that, there should be a male presence all the time in the, in inner city development, just for a sense of security for the ones who are serving the homeless that are out there. Like she did state in the meeting itself, that it was a table that was pushed up against the door when they come in. But again, I think that it would behoove us to, kind of see if there was some type of male presence out there during, when we're feeding, the homeless, going forward.
Mhm.
That was something that if that could be like an item that we could discuss about, or keep in mind that if this ministry, since we did pick up the Saturdays and, that we could, again, just have that sense of security, I guess, for the women folk,
Mhm.
to, again, just do good works out in the community, with inner city development. I don't know, if Fred would, you have some
Well,
on that.
Rod's there most of the time. He comes about 9:30 and he's always there, so, but he's in an office building, so, but he has a good ear, cause I mean, he knows, I've been there one time when two guys kind of got at each other and he just took them out there and called the police.
Okay.
And so, but having a male there would, I think you're really right, it helped make a presence where all the ladies there, most of them are not fleet of foot, so.
Right, right.
Yeah,
You know, a suggestion, and I just thought of this. Mary Jane is in charge of the, scheduling,
Mhm.
right? She could do that. Have, leave one space open for a male.
uh-huh.
And so state, we need one male per week.
Right, yeah, and I'm
That's a pretty good idea.
yeah, because the thing is that again, we're in the days and age, unfortunately, we do need to have a sense of security everywhere we go and have to be, responsible for our, looking at our surroundings,
Right.
but that's a great idea.
That way
I
we could have it ahead of time, knowing there would be somebody there.
What are the times of this?
It's
It's
from 9 to 10:30
on Saturdays,
on
right?
Saturday, yeah,
And then usually you're there at 8. I'm usually there at 8:30.
yeah.
I think they try to get 4 people.
Huh?
Don't they try to get 4?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
get 4, we had 7 last week, we had plenty,
Oh,
Yeah.
That's good.
plenty of help,
Mhm.
But if you put that on the scheduling,
right,
Mhm.
that way everybody looks at that to get to sign up.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it can be put in every month
Mhm.
on the top of it or something like that,
Mhm.
where to give the dates or the times,
Mhm.
one male needed.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, you know, there may be, like myself, I had to go out in that training to go out to a lady that was living out of her car and she was not able to get out of her car. And that's, again, that's something that, you're
Yeah.
going out there
Right.
and then you're coming back in behind the table. So, I mean, that's a great idea,
Right.
to get that done. And, again, we just want to be the hands and feet of Jesus,
You
going out into the community representing CHUMC. Of course, we're gonna always have our
Mhm.
shirts on saying, we're here for our community. We don't, talk it, we walk it too. So,
Right.
That's the main,
What
that's the
you
main thing.
have there too, I think, is that occasionally you'll get a request that they want to use the restrooms. And the restroom.
Well, he's kind of shut them off,
Yeah.
Have you shut them off?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
but they're not available.
They're
No,
not available.
In the winter time, they might make them available then, but,
Well, they usually
he's-
make them come around from the
Right.
back
yeah,
in the big room.
yeah.
But
But
that was when Ron was there.
they told, we're not to let anybody in there.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a good idea and I'll talk to, well, actually, I'm gonna let you talk to her because it'll
Yeah.
get done a lot faster.
but I just thought of this and it's.
Well, man, what the heck do you think she's gonna listen to me for then? I mean,
I think
if
it's
you don't
great.
have any influence over her.
But the discussion about, how we can get, Colonial Hills name out there, I mean, it starts with discussions what we're having here.
Mhm.
And the thing is that not only, with inner city habitat, but other ministries, to say, hey, we're still up here, come on in and, the water's fine. So,
You're,
Um,
are you, excuse me.
No,
Are
go
you
ahead.
talking about just any male presence? You're not talking necessarily about a male in a security uniform.
No, one,
No.
one server.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah,
just
just to
male,
make sure that they,
male.
yeah, just make sure that,
Okay. Okay.
Because, like I said, there's individuals that, when they come up to that door, say, what do you have, there's some people that were there that you didn't know that they were homeless. They were just, like everyday streetwear, or they were on their way to work. But
Oh.
they are in the circumstances where, hey, I don't know your story. All I know that you're either a brother or sister in
Right.
Christ, that's just down on your luck a little bit. We're just trying to, instead of giving a handout, trying to inspire them going forward, saying, hey, those people from Columbia Hills, they're all right people.
Right.
They know that
Right.
we're there and we're out there again, walking the walk and also talking the talk. So,
And the nice thing about it is, I know we started out close to 20 people, and if we can keep 20 active people in the program, then in the course of a couple of months, they're gonna all be trained
mhm,
and what to do. They're gonna know where things are, for example, where you can do things. But the idea thing is, you only probably work one Saturday a month.
mhm,
That's what I did.
That's which works nice.
mhm.
And that's something that, generally you can find some time for that.
Yeah.
One thing I found out the last time I worked, which is like probably the fifth or sixth time I've been there, even went through the training in that, I learned that once you clean up and that, you dump all your stuff in a big trash bags, you take those out, there's dumpsters there, but the dumpsters are locked.
Mhm.
And there's a
Combination.
combination lock. And I said, well, I don't know the lock, Come to find out that the numbers in the key folder, that holds the key.
Uh-huh.
That
Okay.
it's in the card there. There's a card with the number on it.
Yeah, we didn't know that, well, I was just basically following Mary Jane lead, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Then, again,
Well,
that's,
Rob's the one who told me.
Right.
I called him and he
Yeah.
said, well, the number's right there. I said,
Yeah.
well, I didn't know to look.
Right.
The key,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he appreciates that too, dumping the trash.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can just, like I said, maybe we can, just help all this out. You can talk to Mary Jane about leaving a slot open for a male.
mhm,
And, like I said, maybe we can just go ahead and try to encourage folks to sign up,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the thing about it is, again, just letting people know that we're out there and we're all
Right.
able to help out the community.
And
Right.
I remember the coffee machine is one of the busiest workstations.
Is there
It is.
Everybody wants their coffee.
Yeah.
the other thing is, I mean, I know you and Larry are out because this is the dedicated month for, fundraising, signing up and all that kind of stuff and everything. But like where Chris is and like the gifts of the heart and all that kind of stuff out in the narthex out
Mhm.
there, is there a sign up for the inner city stuff there?
No, it comes by email, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You get an email notice, if you put your name in the pool,
right.
you'll get an email notice to sign up for the next 2 months. You can just pick your times that you want to sign up.
So how do you get on that list?
You gotta
Mary
tell
Jane-
Dan or
Mary
Mary
Jane will
Jane.
put you on the list.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah.
is Why can we not
Yeah,
move that list on
Right.
Sundays into the narthex?
Mhm,
Right.
Not to say that you sign up, you get there, but what I'm saying is move that list there and then
Put your name on the list. for
And
the
then
pool.
you can, and then
you
Mary
probably-
Jane has some work to do next week
Exactly.
and emails all these people.
Well, the next thing to do is make sure it gets announced to both services. So
Right.
you know it's out there and why it's out there.
Yes,
Well, let me talk to, I'll talk to Chris. I'm not gonna talk to Mary Jane.
all right,
You talk to her.
okay,
because
That would
if
be
you can't get her to do anything, I know I can't. So,
great ministry though. Great
and,
ministry.
and I'll also talk to Dan and see if we can get it coordinated to where maybe we could get that sign up list
Mhm,
in the narthex.
mhm.
Out where Chris, Miss Stowe
Mhm.
passes the bulletins and stuff out.
Yeah, yeah,
May take a little while, but we'll see if we can try to do that.
right,
Okay?
right. And, you know, maybe, you know, for our ministries, I mean, everybody knows that they come to the church to get the bull, you know, they get the handout that Chris gives them.
Right,
Anything like that. But, you know, again, there's gotta be some space in there for a certain, like even with our meeting right now, to say, hey, you know, come on in and join us and
sure.
find out, you know, what everything is, and then, you know, certain times go for inner city, habitat, you know, on and on. But again, that's just not something that's coming off top of the head there, again.
No, well, I mean, you know,
There's several, you know, it's been several missions with inner city,
yeah,
and we still do the Christmas gifts. But I'm thinking, we've been involved with inner city since, what, 1980?
and this is specifically just the
guessing.
food distribution, correct?
Yeah,
Cause I mean, they're like what was talked about in administrative council is the confusion between the CAM donations, the
like,
donations to inner city, there's several different deals. But kind of like Charles said, hey, look, does it really, I mean, honestly, I mean, you didn't say this, but it's like, does it really matter? I mean, if people need it, then let's do it.
Yeah.
well,
So,
see, that's
yeah.
what, see,
Yeah.
Radels picked that up
Uh-huh.
as a missing link in feeding the hungry.
correct.
There was nobody to feed during the weekends.
Hmm.
And they picked up that project and they asked for help. And
Mhm.
we got involved in that just in the last 6 months, right?
Mm,
5 months, 6 months.
Right.
wow.
That's the second step.
Well, like I said, in the coming week, I'll talk to Chris and Dan and see if we can get some advertisement maybe, and as well as maybe get the sign up list out into the narthex on Sundays. And, like I said, then the same process of the email and everything else can kind of go from there about getting the actual on the schedule. But, yeah, if you talk to Mary Jane about maybe leaving one slot open for a mail,
Mm.
and then that way,
Cause they can see it when they
well, yeah,
sign up.
right. Well, yeah, exactly. Then that way, like if you sign up, you get your email, it's like, well, what date are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the names that, you know, if somebody's already signed up, they're there.
right.
Right.
So that way you know that you had to sign up on that one and if there's not a mail, then you can put your name
Correct.
on it.
Right, yeah. So, anyway. All right, so most important part of the day, dang, we're over 30 minutes. Anyway, so we need to talk about officers for next year's, okay? Current officers that, are me as president, Larry Barnes, vice president. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but you signed up for it at the last meeting. And, the treasurer is Swin. And, we didn't actually have this, but I'm actually gonna, and if y'all don't like approve it, I'm gonna like make it by executive decision. Mr. Robert Herrick is our technology officer, so,
And I volunteered to replace Swen as the treasurer as Swen departs.
okay.
Thank you.
Does anyone want the treasurer's position or other than or wouldn't like to nominate anyone else other than Bob? Okay, so make the motion that Mr. Bob Herrick be not only the technology officer, but technology officer / treasurer. Do I have a second?
Good.
Okay. Congratulations. You take office in July.
There you go.
So,
Mhm.
all right. Who seconded that? You did, Larry did. Okay, all right. All right. Vice President. First of all, Larry. I know you have a lot of things that are going on and everything else. Are you willing to accept? Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's just do it this way. Okay. Do I have any nominations for Vice President?
Wait, Larry?
Will you accept the nomination?
Well,
Okay,
I did absolutely nothing this year as vice president
Okay.
or vice chair.
all right,
You capably took care of everything, Mike.
Give you a job.
okay.
What's that?
Motions.
Oh, I can do that.
We'll sort all that out in July, okay? Do I have any other nominations? Okay, motion for nominations to cease and by acclamation say Larry Barnes will be vice president. Do I have a second? Okay,
I move, no, I can't second because I'm. making
you're
a
right,
motion.
you cannot, you
I'll
cannot,
second.
you nominated,
I
you
nominated.
nominated, so you cannot second. I made the motion.
I'll
So
second.
I cannot second, so
I'll second.
Alan will second, okay. So since the motion was phrased to accept Larry as by acclamation, then we don't need to vote. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, President. Nominations.
Mike,
Aye.
Mike.
by acclamation.
By acclamation. Don't need to vote.
No, no.
All right, let's do this right here. I can't make any motion because I'm nominated, so somebody better say something here.
I move that we accept Mike as president next year
Okay,
by acclamation.
need a second.
So we actually have to acclaim.
Second.
We have to shout, don't we?
Like, job.
You're good.
Well, all of y'all did when I said nominations. Okay, all right. All right, so next year, like I said, and the reason I said July, I was kind of tongue in cheek with this, Bob, was that when I took this office last year in April, I had a lot of things that were still up in the air that I needed to take care of to make time for this. And first of all, I appreciate through the year, all of you guys putting up with my complicated schedule as it has come out to be sometimes, and I do appreciate all of that. So this is why I say, if I started it in July, I'm gonna finish the term of July. So if somebody wanted it, you're taking my office after July. Okay, so there we go. The other reason I say that is, and we'll talk more about this in June, but, I would like to, unless we have some sort of emergency or something, I would like to basically take the month of July off. Kind of enjoy the summertime a little bit. if, you know, if Congress can take off from June 30th to freaking April 15th, I don't know why we can't miss one meeting in July, so if that's okay, and we'll talk more about that in June, okay? That being said, so we are at the last deal.
Next meeting.
Next meeting will be Saturday, June 8th at 8:30. Does anybody have any known conflicts at this time?
Saturday, June 8th.
Saturday, June 8th,
Yeah, I do inner city development.
okay?
That'll be Swin's last meeting. Mine'll be, I'll leave on the 20th.
Of June?
So we have a beer with us when next meeting for Swin.
Well, you want to move it to 8 at night?
You guys can have, you don't need me, I'm new anyway.
No, we're good, we're good.
Okay.
You know, that does bring up something though. Would y'all like to move this to the lunch hour and maybe have a meal
That sounds great.
and do a little we'll do a little bit of discussion and stuff, but you know, very little. We really don't have a whole lot of things.
I can make new.
I realize that
Yeah.
may or may not be
Yeah,
good
we'll
for
be
you,
done by
but
10:30,
but
15 minutes from there to here.
okay. All right, Swin?
Yep.
Where you want to eat?
Oh, heaven's sake, Ruth Chris. I don't even get to eat there. Off limits. Well, let's see, someplace close by for all of us here, right? How's that sound?
Okay.
What do you think about lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lunch, okay. All right, lunch.
Well, maybe we can let Schwinn think about it, not put him on the spot right now.
I'm just trying to think.
There's a lot of possibilities.
A lot of places, I'm trying to think of some
And,
places where you can gather.
That's the other thing too.
Well, you know, here's the other thing. If you don't want to, if you really don't want to go to a restaurant because of just different things and all that, let me know about it. We can do hamburgers up here or something else, whatever you want to do. But
You know, where's a good place that we always like to go is Taco House
okay,
down on San Pedro. Can't go wrong there.
totally up to you.
Fine with me.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll say our next meeting is going to be Saturday, June the 8th. Let's say from 11:30 so we can kind of
That'll
beat a little bit of a lunch crowd there,
Yeah.
you know, since it'd be kind of most of us. 11:30. And I'm just gonna put till whenever. Okay, cause you guys, we can stay and whatever. At Taco House on San Pedro, correct?
Right.
Okay, now, for those of you that have never been,
Cause there's several taco houses.
oh yeah,
First time I started looking for it, I said, well, where do I go?
so if you take, it's kind of closest to Jackson Keller, when Jackson Keller hits San Pedro, and I'll get the exact address and put it out in
It's
the.
like 2 blocks south on the road.
Right, yeah, I'll put it out in the newsletter and everything else, but for those of you that have not been, the seating is kind of limited, you know, kind of not, but it's, you know, you order from the counter.
Right.
So order from the counter and be ready for them to call your name and go get whatever you order and stuff.
If we
So,
can give them just an idea when we come in about how many we are, they'll kind of
Yeah.
have stuff ready for us.
yeah, I mean, the tables are movable, so we
right.
can, you know, probably would, and I'll get there and I'll probably tell them, 12 to 20 people or so, and hopefully they can accommodate some of us. And quite honestly, not all of us may be able to stay till 1 o'clock or whatever, so we can,
6307 San Pedro
there you go.
Taco House, I got it.
It is. That's it.
All right, so we'll say 11:30 till whatever. And I'm gonna make a deal. 30-minute business meeting and we'll be done. And then we can eat and do whatever. As it is, I'm at 45 now.
That's all right.
So that being said, is that agreeable to everybody? 11:30 San Pedro, Taco House on San Pedro. Need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Larry got a motion. Second,
Aye.
Charles, all approved.
Hey.
Aye, we're out here at 12:25. All right.
On time. That's pretty good.
You want me to start leaving out of time?
All right.